Okay, hello and welcome everyone to another World Cup game, this time between Wales and Canada. Wales is represented by Chupacabra playing Phoenix, and Canada is represented by Afraid, Afraid, I guess, maybe that's how that's pronounced, with Dragon. And if we take a quick look at the deck list, we see a super standard Phoenix, Dragon Splash, Let's Go, Ancient Master, all of the good stuff in here. Tadaka, Prodigy of the Waves, Gisetoshi, Kudaka. Oh wait, Kudaka isn't that common anymore. Huh. Interesting. Alright, I guess it's to defend yourself a little bit against Dishonor. Have that in there. 3 Banzai, 3 Censure, 2 Path of Man. Yeah, there's nothing really strange going on about this. And the Dragon one is also a pretty standard one, as far as Dragon can be considered standard right now. It's Crab Splash with 3 Reprieves, 3 Skirmishers, and 2 Fight On. Pretty strong. 1 Kitsugi's Method, that's interesting. 1 Daisho. Void Fist is the restricted list card. Yeah, seems pretty... Oh, for 42 conflict cards. That's slightly interesting. And here we go. And oh wow, so Chupacabra begins by mulliganing all 4 from the Dynasty. That could be an all holding flop or an all super expensive character flop. Yeah, that's always something you kind of like seeing if you're on the opponent's side. You see your opponent mulligan all 4, you go like, yeah, this could be nice. It could also mean they mulligan into their best possible opening hand, who knows? Just stuff that happens. Apparently, neither player got a good opening hand. Both mulligans 4 from the Dynasty side, and Chupacabra mulligans 3 from the Conflict side. I do think for this particular matchup, if the Phoenix player can use economy the first, let's say, I don't know, 2 rounds or so, or at least only the first round, and not lose too much, and then find Tadaka. Yes, even though Dragon is pretty heavy on attachments, having Tadaka usually locks out a lot of stuff that the Dragon can really do. You can, if you find Tadaka, you can usually calculate all the conflicts, right? Because that means there's basically going to be no Hurricane Punches, there's basically going to be no Void Fists or other shenanigans going on. I'm going to have a quick peek for a few things on the Dragon player side that I forgot to look for. I do see an Ethereal Dreamer here with 2 Fates. I imagine we're going to see a hard pass from the Phoenix player after this. So if we just take a quick peek at the Dragon player side, so we have 2 Defend Your Honor and 1 Assassination. So this 1 Assassination could be super important here. So 2 cancels in the form of Defend Your Honor and 1 Assassination. The Assassination this round would be hugely beneficial, because that will probably allow you to break 1 province for free as Dragon. Alright, so Ethereal Dreamer gets larger on the Earth Ring. Decent choice. None of the other rings really do much anyway right now. Water literally does nothing on this board. The Void Ring, sure, it does stuff, but with 3 Fate, it's not super impactful right now. The Fire Ring, it does nothing for you because you have 0 glory, and I mean, while lowering the skill of Raitsugu by 1 can sometimes be important, it's not hugely relevant either. Air Ring is always sort of just there. It's not really necessary until you drop really low or somehow go really high, so it's just a very medium ring to go for. So Earth Ring is probably just the simply strongest ring at this point. And we see a Daisho here put on Raitsugu. I think spending a Daisho here is actually a bit odd. If you have a normal katana, I think you do that both because it's free and also because this character actually sticks around for 3 turns, right? So a Daisho is more something you play on something smaller perhaps that might leave play sooner, so you can reuse it. Oh wow, and here we see the epitome of passiveness. Chupacabra passes their conflict opportunity. A Fred passes their conflict opportunity. And then Chupacabra passes their conflict opportunity. I think it is strictly a mistake not attacking here as the dragon player. And he should not go for Earth. He should go for anything not Earth. Probably on Kanjo. And that's... I'm not really... I don't know about this let go, because now it is much easier to cloud Tadaka once he hits the table. I think you really kind of need let goes for cloud on your big dudes. Especially since next turn we have a strong chance of seeing just a Alchemist or even perhaps Yukuni bot. I don't think actually Yukuni will be bought, there's too little money in the bank. But I do think that the dragon player should attack here. And he should attack into Kanyo District. Wow. That is a shitty place to have Kanyo flipped. Oh dear. Why does this always happen? Like, Palace on Shameful, Dojo on Shameful, frigging Kanjo on Shameful. It's not enough that Shameful Display is probably the most impactful province in the game. No, it now has to be the same strength as Pilgrimage as well. I am... yeah, it is a bit annoying. Alright, so... here's one thing, though, that speaks slightly in the dragon player's favor, right? The Phoenix player had 100% intended to save this Ancient Master to just grab the favor. But now, we might just see, if he manages to win this ring, we might just see the favor go to the dragon player instead. Which would be huge, because then Kanyo District is actually not that useful. Right, so currently it's 6-4. Right, Sugo can duel whatever he wants because he's big enough. Yeah, I mean, alright, so if he duels the Ancient Master, a 1-5 bid means the Ancient Master actually wins that duel, but that's a lot of honor spent to just do that. I would definitely duel something here. Yeah, Ancient Master, 1-1, 7-4. Fate is removed from Ancient Master, which is why it was played with a Fate in the first place. And Chupacabra passes. So it looks like, unless Chupacabra has a second Ancient Master in hand, this counter is actually going to be turned off. Do we see a second Ancient Master come down? Oh! Ew. Okay. That's the second Ancient Master. Now, the Dragon player has to expend a conflict character here to... Yep, he's gonna tie the favor. Oh, that still feels so bad because you waste a covert guy just to tie the favor. Ugh. Yeah, that's not great. I wonder, will the Phoenix player actually keep Kanjo here? I would keep it for one turn and go hard for favor, probably. Ah. Greek again TV has joined us. I mean, there's no point either defending or not defending with the Ethereal Dreamer because the Dreamer is 0 glory 1-1. He had no more attack, so you might as well put it up there to have extra strength. I mean, it's just 1 extra strength, but it's still extra strength. Oh, wow. Okay. I think the dragon is pretty happy about this flop. It is time to start dueling some fools. And yeah, that's a lot of potential fate that can be removed with right, Sugo double dojo and Hitomi. That's actually a pretty great flop in this situation because all of the stuff flipped on the Phoenix player sides are sort of not great. Yojimbo is always nice. Especially to protect from the one-off assassination that might be found. Yeah, the dragon flip is basically, I am going to own this board from now on. Deal with it. Alright, so we do see Yojimbo gets played. And I do imagine he... Oh... Alright, so Hitomi doesn't get bought, so it's gonna be saved for next turn to buy with a lot of fate. And we don't see any of the Adept of the Waves bought here either from the Phoenix player. This pretty much indicates to me that the Phoenix player has found Consumed by 5 fires. He saves exactly 5 fate. He doesn't want this Raitsugu to go bananas on his board. So he saves 5 fate and he's just going to kill the Raitsugu. But the problem here is that he can't attack. If he attacks with any of his characters, that character is going to die. It doesn't matter which one of them he does, because, you know, it's going to die. Oh, Cloud goes down on Raitsuga. Alright, that makes sense, but I imagine we're gonna see a let go. No let go. Alright. Do you, and here's the big question, do you not play let go here in order to bait your opponent in and then use let go during the conflict? I think you do. I mean, do we really believe that the dragon player hasn't found a let go yet? I don't. I mean, that is true. You don't really need a printed duel because you have the double... Oh. Wait. Okay. Yeah, this is not too bad. I thought the hand size were 14. That was the honor. Nope. Hand size is 8. It's not too bad. Also, you're actually not currently breaking, so... Yeah, I think... I think you might have to defend this with Raitsugu. Yeah, and Raitsugu does defend here. He might have a fight on for the other conflict. To remove all the fate from the Yojimbo. Alright, Dragon honors himself. He's now up 1 military for a duel. Let's have a quick look at the dojo here. Neat, neat. How much do you usually want to be up before you initiate a duel, right? Because, wait, something's wrong. I'm gonna have to take a quick look. Alright, so we did not have a 5 to 5 bid, we have a 5 to 3 bid. That's why the honor difference is so large. And why the hand difference is also fairly large. That explains a lot. I missed that. So that's why a lot of the honor is on the Phoenix player side and the hand size is relatively small. Question is... Oh, that's a... You're up 1 now. Do you still want a duel? Alright, so court games now gets expended to dishonor the Raitsugu, so that he's no longer winning on defense. And defend your honor gets spent, but Yojimbo of course cancels it. Yeah, that's not wait, actually. You were only up by 1 anyway. That would have been an awkward duel. Now you have the chance to duel if you want to. Because you're up 1 in skill. This is going to be odd dueling regardless. Alright, so now a dojo gets used to duel the Dreamer, so... Alright, that's a really smart bid by Chupacabra, so... Fred chooses 1, Chupacabra chooses 2, so he gives back 1 honor, but the dueling has no effect. And now he uses the other dojo to initiate a duel. And what are we gonna see this time? And we see 1 versus 2 bid again. Wait, what? Alright, a 1 versus 2 bid, so with the gained honor from the 2 ineffectual duels, he plays an assassination and wins the Earth Ring. I mean, yeah, I'm a bit surprised as well, but I think he is definitely smelling the consumed by 5 fires coming, so he might not want to put too much on this Raitsuga, right? Also worth noting that even though the Phoenix player has drawn way less cards, he has also been much more conservative with his cards, so the hand size is almost equalized. Which is, quite frankly, a bit odd. Usually you see so much stuff on the Dragon player's side. He has usually such a big board with a bunch of attachments that stick around, so even though the hand size is small, he has a lot of stuff that just gives him benefits for several rounds to come, but that's not the case here. He's basically expended stuff and gotten very little from it. Right, are we going to see the Phoenix player do a conflict here? That would be... Alright, so I do imagine that Fred does have a fight on in this situation. Otherwise, perhaps you don't defend that first conflict. But where do you go here as the Phoenix player? Do you go back to Restorations of Balance? You're not breaking it by default, so maybe you do. I mean, your hand size is also now quite small. You're only on a hand size of 7. So discarding 3 cards isn't that bad. Even especially if you play a card first, like let's say a Katana or a Fan or anything. Oh, okay. So we do see another skirmisher go down. So that's 2 out of 3 skirmishers, and he's going to perhaps try and crack this Shameful. It wouldn't be too odd. We've seen 2 conflict characters from the Phoenix player side, and he has 4 left in his deck. But he goes and finds Manicure Gardens instead. It's always a nice promise to attack. Maybe he doesn't have the pumps, like maybe he doesn't have a Bonfire or something like that to actually break the Shameful. Alright, so it's just a Covert Poke, remove a Fate of Jimbo, nothing more to it really. Okay, what is the Phoenix player going to do now? Where do we attack? Does he try and attack onto Hitomi here to get rid of Hitomi? Also, something that's a little bit odd to me is why do you play the skirmisher with 1 fate? It's not gonna have covert the next round. It's just sure, it's a tiny small body you can have, but it's just a very tiny body. You don't run stuff like... it makes sense if you're on something like Lion Splash and run Legion of 1, right? Because then this skirmisher is suddenly huge. Potentially. But otherwise, there's no real point in fating up a skirmisher. I don't think. It's one of the few conflict characters that I don't think is worth fating. I mean, it's different for Crab, because if you fate a skirmisher, that usually means you're gonna crab with it, you use Way of the Crab. But, yeah. Alright, and here we see the Air Ring, which is interesting. Is the Phoenix player going to try and limit the Dragon player's card draw? Oh wow, that's a rough province to hit though. I guess there was fate on that ring, so... Right now at least he knows where Revels is. Yeah, actually that could have been pretty big. If he wins that air ring, that's the Dragon player down to 5 honor. If he beats 1, he basically locks down the Dragon player to low bid for the rest of the game. Oh wow, and we do see the Dragon player discard both dojos, and for the Phoenix player we see Kanyo District still kept. I am not entirely convinced that Kanyo should have been kept here. I think at some point you just gotta cut your losses. Of course he did find Master of Gisei Toshi. It's pretty big. And I think the way he's playing still suggests that he has a... that he has found the Consumed by 5 Fires, so the Dragon player has to be really careful about what he buys here. And really careful about what he buys, I mean he probably just wanna play Mitsu with, I don't know, 7 Fate? Yeah, no, that's perhaps a bit excessive, but... yeah, the Dragon player has to strongly consider that he's just gonna get hit by 5... oh yeah, okay. I was almost right. Almost right. So, just 5 Fate on the Mitsu. Standard. Alright, so... yeah, and since Chupacabra has actually found the Forgotten Library here as well, I think we're honestly going to see probably a 1 or 2 bid from him. And it is a Fred here taking the longest time in deciding on the bid, so... ah. Right, so we do see that Fred bids 4. He was a bit scared of the 1 bid from the Phoenix player, but the Phoenix player has decided, no, I'm just gonna destroy you instead, and draws 5. So here's the thing, Midnight Revels is no longer online for the Dragon player, so that's a safe province to attack here, which is pretty good. What ring do you go for? I think you potentially go for the water ring here. A political water conflict seems pretty reasonable since you can... I mean, you can bow out the skirmisher. It's not hugely impactful. Yeah, but here we see Master Gisei Toshi have activated on the water ring. So you go for water onto Midnight Revels, and then you can at least bow out the skirmisher so that he can't poke with it. Phoenix restricted this card is Tadaka. Yeah, Fire to Potato Mitsu was also be a good idea. In fact, honestly, I think Fire to Potato Mitsu is probably a better idea, unless you do have the Consumed by Firefires and intend to kill him off anyway. I mean, the Water Ring also protects your Yojimbo from getting hit by Water Ring, which is nice. Oh, are you ready? Are you ready for shenanigans, people? So, since this is now an undefended conflict, right? This conflict is undefended. It means there's no cancel available from the Dragon player. You could actually play Consumed by Five Fires right now and use the Water Ring to bow out Mitsu. Now, how is that for spicy? Ah! And we see it. Okay. That is Mitsu going to be bowed by the Water Ring. I'm honestly surprised that once he saw the Consumed by Five Fires, I'm really surprised he just didn't favorable grounds in the Mitsu to defend. Right? Your Mitsu is gonna be bowed either way, right? So you might as well just put him in there and force him to go up in skill to actually break the province. I'm not mistaken in this, am I? I would have. I mean, as soon as I saw all the fate gone from Mitsu, I would have used my favorable gram to move in Mitsu and be like, hey, I'm in your way now. You're not breaking anymore. Deal with me. Sure, he then bows this skirmisher with the ring, but do you really care that he bows this skirmisher? Oh yeah. Consumed by Five Fires is a completely balanced card, and it is also super balanced that it can be recasted by the Stronghold while it's in the discard. Super balanced. I do think that it was a slight mistake though from the Dragon player to not favorable grounds and put Mitsu in that conflict, because he was only at exactly 5 political scales, so he needed more than to break. He needed in fact 2 more to break, and that could have forced him to play another card. I mean, Mitsu was gone regardless, so we don't care, really. One thing that I do imagine we're probably gonna see here though is, yeah, okay, so Mitsu does get honored, so this means that the Dragon player more than likely has a reprieve in hand. Yeah, I believe that. Ooh, interesting. I do believe that we're going to see at least one reprieve from the Dragon player, perhaps even several. One let go is already gone from the Phoenix player, so. And here we see fight on to have Mitsu defend. Okay. Yeah, okay. You're not breaking. You're just not breaking this. Hurricane Punch to draw a card. Does he Mitsu Hurricane Punch just to draw another card? Not too awful. Right, so Hurricane Punch gets placed at the bottom. He gets to draw another card. And that's probably going to be it for that conflict. He just wants to cycle Hurricane Punch. Makes sense. Oh, a Tattooed Wanderer goes down. And are we going to see... We're going to see a... airing political with the Tattooed Wanderer. I like the conversation in chat. I like how it devolved to no, yes, no, yes. Oh, and here we do see a favor grab from... Wait! Why didn't you box that one? Why play a second instead of... Surely you would box it, right? Alright. Doesn't matter right now. Yojimbo is not going to bow and going to be standing with 2 glory and thus going to be claiming favor. Oh, but we do see a court games to dishonor this Yojimbo. Are we going to see another counter court games to re-honor the Yojimbo? I mean, this ring doesn't really matter. But okay, we do see court games discarded to discard court games from the opponent. So 2 court games used from the Phoenix player and 2 court games used for the Dragon player. And the Phoenix players end up winning that conflict. And we do see a reprieve go down on Mitsu. Are we going to see a let go? Let go discards reprieve. Are we going to see reprieve on Mitsu? What? Oh no. So Mitsu actually is dying. Only 1 reprieve found and 2 let go seen from the opponent. Oh wow. And now the favor is in the Phoenix player's hands. The Kanyo district is live and still on shameful display. Oh, and Ujina as well. Ujina and Solemn Scholar. I imagine those are both gonna get both. Solemn Scholar with 1 or 2 fate and Ujina with 2 or 3 fate perhaps. 7, yes, that's affordable. Gina with 3 fate? Sure. Am I the dragon player is going to pass here for Fate? And yeah, are we going to see Solemn Scholar get played? I imagine we're probably going to see Solemn Scholar gets played. No. Okay. I wonder what he has in his hand that is so expensive. I like Solemn Scholar. I think Solemn Scholar is probably one of my favorite 1-drops when I play Phoenix. It's just good. Alright, okay. No Hurricane Punch in the discard pile. Okay. What do you even do here as a dragon player? Hold on. The dragon player should be running... Alright, only 2 Finger of Jade, but Finger of Jade is going to be very impactful against Canyon District. You should definitely put them down now. I mean, yes, it does say Fate to repeat consumed by 5 fires, but I imagine he has like 1 or 2 Path of Man in his hand as well. And also, he doesn't have enough Fate right now. And the only ring with Fate on is the Void Ring, which might mean the Dragon player just goes for it instead. And it is a Earth Ring poke with the Tattooed Wanderer on Meditations. Okay. Nice little province to hit. How do you defend this as the Phoenix player? Apparently you don't. Apparently you just don't. You don't care what gets discarded here. Right, so Banzai gets expended. That's I think that's the last Banzai. Oh, Censure. Okay. Quite a few spectators. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Guaranteed 5 Fate plus remove someone next attack. Yeah, so you discourage the use of the Void Ring. You go for a Void attack. And you gain that's the 5 Fate you need. You consume by 5 fires and then you kill someone with Eugenia. Path of Man that's discarded at random. That's potentially pretty big because that's a very good economy card. This surely has to be a political void though, right? Political void onto... Where do you go? Upholding? The last province? Last province should be... Shameful. Do you go for restorations? You're currently not breaking restorations on political. I mean, you have to at some point, but... Yeah, good point. Just go for Void. If it doesn't block, remove Retsugo and save consumed by 5 fires for next turn and go Void first again. Solid tactic. Question is, where do you go in, right? Because you don't want to hit... You're actually a little bit afraid of the one-off defend your honor that's still left. So the dragon player runs 2 defend your honor. So you have to be a little bit careful here. Getting consumed by 5 fires cancelled is stupidly annoying. He might sit on a censure extra himself because he runs 3, so it might not be too worried about that actually. Now that I think about it. And this Canyon district is going to be killer as well. Because if he defends with something and doesn't instantly drop a Finger of Jade, boom, out. And then he just wins anyway. So the dragon player is having a long think here, and he does not defend, and he passes. Are we going to see consumed? We are. And that's all the fate gone from the dragon player side. I think this is a bit too expensive for what it does. I think he probably should have just... I think you're correct in this, Christian, that he should have just killed off Raitsugu and then used the Canyon District to neutralize Hitomi for this round, and then next round he kills Hitomi with going Void first. So 2 Shrine Maidens, a Supernatural Storm, Path of Man, Display of Power. Alright, so you can definitely get rid of the double Shrine Maiden here. That's not too bad, honestly. Yeah, 2 copies of Shrine Maiden is gone. Upholding Authority is broken. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He still has Kanyo. I would have saved it. I would have used the Void Ring to kill Raitsugu. And then have saved Consumed by 5 fires for next turn. Because now for real, the dragon player can build a board. He doesn't have to be afraid. Oh, he doesn't put down Finger of Jade beforehand? Oh, you have to. You have to you have to defend this. Wait, how much political pumps does he run? That's the big question. How many political pumps does he run? Oh, he goes for meditations? Oh, you don't even care then. You just go, oh, whatever. Can you him home if he spends a bunch of fate playing conflict characters and shit? You go, oh, fair plays to you. Now you don't have enough economy to build a board again. If he'd gone for Shameful, this would have been a must defend situation probably. But if he goes for Meditations on the Tao, you literally don't give... You don't care. You just don't care, right? You canyon him home and force him to play conflict characters. Because every conflict character he plays is a drain on his resources. Yeah, exactly. There's so many ways he could have done this, because Since it's pretty clear that he doesn't have a Finger of Jade, why do you defend this? Why do you defend this? I don't get it. Yeah, okay. It appears that he doesn't defend this. Just use Kanjo. Alright, now, Kanjo. There we go. Force him to spend resources. No conflict characters, okay. You cannot go for Shameful still, I don't think. I think you have to go for Restorations of Balance. And what do you play? You play Katana and Storm, and you break unless he drops a guy. Sure, that's 2 storms in the discard, that hurts, but you only have to discard 2 cards. I think that should be... I don't know. Right, Katana goes down beforehand. Which ring do you go for? Water? To stand Gisei-Toshi? I guess that's fine. Or fire to honor Eugenia? I guess that's fine as well. Restorations of Balance, sure. Need to get rid of that palace. We might see a fight on here. He has 1 more. Yeah, okay, fight on. But the censure... Wait! Why didn't you censure that? You have the censure. We've seen the censure. I am super confused because first off, if you censure this, you go down 1 more card, right? So you don't have to discard it to Restoration of Balance, right? And alright, so okay, once again, so you don't have to discard it to Restorations of Balance. You are then breaking by using a simple storm, and you still forced the dragon player to drop a conflict character, which he pretty much has shown you he doesn't really have. You could have broken Restorations, gotten rid of the palace, and had Kanjo online for this turn. I think that's not unreasonable thing to assume. I mean, now your censure is offline anyway. Right? Alright, so I would have censured that fight on, because that's the last fight on he has. Alright, I am not convinced. Alright, let's go back and see. So we do see reveal their hand, censure, Eugenia removes Hitomi from the game, meditation on the Tau, nothing gets played, Mountain Samuel Castles, Kanjo plays Fire and Katana, goes into Restoration of Balance. Nope, Fight On is the first spell that was played after we saw that Senshi was in his hand. So yeah, I don't get why he didn't censure that fight on. Now that Senshi is offline and dead in your hand. Ah! Thank you, chat. That makes perfect sense. He pitched the favor in order to Kanjo. I thought I was going mad. Perfect. That's exactly why he didn't do it. He didn't have the favor anymore. Oh, right. Thank you, Lockheater. Oh, come on, man. I can't. It is early morning, alright? There's gotta be stuff I miss. That's why you are here. The friendly people of the chat to help me out. Yes, that is very true. Kanyo District did pitch the favor in order to send Retsugo home. That means that Senshu could not be played. Fair enough. Interesting to see here that Chupacabra goes for the 1 bid. So the hand disparity is now absolutely stonking massive. Of course, none of this matters because Master Gisei Toshi is active on the ring. And he is going to slam into Restorations of Balance, I assume. I would perhaps have chosen... no. The Dragon player does run Cloud and Mine and he has a Shugeni on the board, so I would not have chosen the Earth Ring because that would just mean the Sonic Scholar gets super clouded. So, never mind. Okay, here we go. Air Ring on Restorations of Balance. That's rough though to have to discard down to 4 cards. And currently it's 8 to 4. He's gonna have to play a card as well. Oh, Clouded Mind to Mitsu. Oh, there's no way he doesn't have Let Go. There is just absolutely no way he does not have a Let Go. Alright, he has to discard 2 cards. Fair enough. Censure and Path of Man discarded. Yeah, makes sense. Palace pitched. Now the question is, how is he going to manage to break the stronghold with big old boy Mitsu here? And here we do see the Let Go play to discard Cloud Man. How many more Cloud Mines do we have? There's still 1. Still 1. And Finger of J gets attached to Mitsu. Oh, there will be punching. There will 100% be punching happening. Right, watering. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, on Shameful. And yeah, that Finger of Jade stopping shame. Oh. Yeah, here we go. Kanyu is going to get busted. And he can still quite easily defend Stronghold because of Mitsu. In fact, I don't think you even attempt to break Stronghold here as the Phoenix player. I think you go for the last province. Which is, of course, unfortunately shameful, but it is what it is. Maybe you don't defend this. Maybe you play the display of power now. Maybe you do play the display of power now and go for firing onto Shameful. How many conflict carriers does the dragon play run? I'm gonna have to take a quick peek at that. 3 skirmishers, 3 tattooed wanderers. How many have we seen? 2 skirmishers and 1 tattooed wanderer, so 3 left. Fairly large challenge he still has a conflict character to defend with, but if he didn't have a conflict character to defend this, you 100% let this go, and then you attack fire to have unopposed and dishonor the Doomed Shigenya. Yeah, and we see the display power. Do you have something to get rid of a guy defending? I don't think you do. I mean, Reprieve could still save the day here with 1 fate, even if he doesn't have a conflict characters. And to be honest, if 2 Reprieves and 3 conflict characters are in the bottom 11 cards, he is actually super unlucky. It's possible, but super unlucky. I wonder if he has a second display of power in his hand. That would be very impactful. Especially if the dragon player chooses to go air next round. Okay, so this has to be a fire conflict. Onto not Stronghold. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it is shameful. Alright. Conflict character. Does he have it? Reprieve. Does he have it? Any of those is necessary to not die. Alright, conflict character. Cool. Shameful is gonna activate here onto the Gisei Toshi. Yeah, makes sense. Now he has to use, I guess, Stronghold or something. I mean, flashing a Supernatural Storm is not too awful here. Right, so Stronghold gets used and Supernatural Storm gets used. Fort 2. Are we going to see Hurricane Punches? Yeah, this dishonor tactic from the Phoenix player I think is going to fall flat simply because the last two provinces are Shameful and Sacred Sanctuary. If he had any other province still alive that he could poke into, I think this dishonor strategy will be viable, but Shameful is basically going to be 1 free honor each turn, and Sacred Sanctuary is basically going to be just impenetrable in general. This is a not great situation for the Phoenix player right now, actually. I think he got too greedy with the second consumed by 5 fires and should have held on to it. He should have just killed off the Red Sugu and then used Kanyo to send home Hitomi. And how is he? Oh wow, that's actually pretty expensive defense here. Because you see a lot of the Dragon goes down on the Tattoo Wanderer just to use Stronghold. Are we gonna see a Katana here from the Phoenix player? He should have one. Nope, doesn't want to expend it. And now the Dragon player is even further from getting dishonored. Rough. Rough for the Phoenix player. What do you want to see now as the Phoenix player? Do you even want to see Tadaka? No Void Fist used yet. No, I don't think you even want to see Tadaka. Maybe you do. I mean, okay. You definitely see Tadaka now, but this is actually not a great flip for the Dragon player. He might have issues here. Wait, so he can use these two. It's not a great flip for the Dragon player, sort of stats-wise, but I think this Mitsu might just be enough to hold the Stronghold anyway. And honestly, having the Swordsmith here would really help in a low bid situation, especially against double Forgotten Libraries. Wow, Can you actually win this on military? Or wait, on political? You just go Gisei Toshi, Ethereal Dreamer, Earth, political, all-in, Stronghold, right? And we see a 5-1 bid. So that's a lot of juice in the Phoenix player's hands. We could easily see Storm, Box Storm. That's 10 political skill. I think he might have this on political. Yeah, I think he has this on political now. You just make sure that yeah, Earth Ring and Earth Ring. And you go political onto Stronghold. Void Fist is not a spell, right? It's a keyhole. I'm not mistaken in this. Chat, help me out. There is no in the Discord, so I can't check it. Yeah, so it's just a keyhole, not a spell, so it can't be played. So this is basically going to be a super duper all-in political, double supernatural storm, stronghold push, stop me if you can. Okay, Katana, great, but you're gonna need political power. That's what's gonna be needed, because this is actually a fairly large amount of political. I think that 100% the Phoenix player is throwing this if he goes military. Oh, Cloud of Mine. Of course. Wait, it doesn't matter, because Gisetoshi on Earth. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, the Phoenix player is not first player. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, the dragon should 100% go Earth. There's no point not going Earth. He has to go Earth, right? And the Phoenix player only plays 2 Master of Gisetoshi, so he cannot have a Master of Gisetoshi again, and he only has 1 let go. So, the Dragon player has to be sitting on more Cloud of Mine in his hand, so this is not great. Oh, it is Earth. It is Earth. He goes Earth. Alright, so it is Earth. What do you do? What you do here as the Phoenix player? Alright, so you don't defend, you use meditations. I don't think you can win this stronghold conflict anymore. You had to have first attack. You had to have first attack. You had to have had the first attack. That's just how it goes. Now I think the Phoenix player might be just thoroughly screwed. Yeah, if the Phoenix player was first play this round, I think he wins the game, because I don't think the Dragon player can stop him on the stronghold push with all this in political on the Earth ring. I just don't think it's possible. Now, on the other hand, it's probably GG. One censure has been used and 1 censure has been tossed. So he has 1 left. Phoenix. No covert for the Phoenix player, except Adept of the Waves. And he has seen both Adept of the Waves, and they're gone. So, yeah. Besides, Mitsu is already covert, so... Yeah. There's a very real chance the dragon is just gonna win this. I mean, he's gonna go for it. All fair play to him. He's gonna go for it. So this is going to be a political onto the stronghold. He is going to get to stupid high political amounts of strength via Supernatural Storm, Stronghold, Supernatural Storm. That's probably going to go on to Dhaka, in all honesty. Or no, it's probably going to go on Eugenia because he has the highest political by default. So this is going to be a 14 political, which is actually not enough if everything else gets booted, which everything else probably is going to be. Wait, it actually might be enough. Oh, I was reading it wrong. Attacker 13, Defender 9. Defender can go up to 11. So, with fans, does the Finnish player run fans? 200 fans. Okay, so double fan, double storm, Eugenia. Oh no, why did you put it on Tadaka? That just means Eugenia gonna get fisted, and that's more... Ah, defend your honor. That has to be censures, otherwise you're screwed. You have to censure this. Oh no. No censure. Yeah, and that's Eugenia sent home. Yeah. You discard a finger of jade. Why? What could you put onto Mitsu? Here. What offensive spell that targets Mitsu can you do? Oh, on its fan on Gisetoshi. Gisetoshi is gonna get fisted. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the possibility of Defend Your Honor. I was basically doing a calculation that he had time to play 2 storms before the first fist came out, but that's not the case. So 2 storms would have put him to 14 strength. Of course, 14 strength might not even be enough here, so what is it? 4, 7, 9, 11, 13. And then he should have a Hurricane Punch. Yeah, he would have been able to fist whatever he wanted. Yeah, the timing were off for the Phoenix player. If he was first player this round, he wins. But since he's not, he loses. That's basically all it came down to. If, because of the Gisetoshi onto the Earth Ring and attack Sacred Sanctuary, that would have been enough. I mean, there would be no court games, no Defend Your Honor. The storms would have just been huge. No Void Fists. No nothing, so he just needed He needed to be first play this round, but couldn't do it. I think this basically came down to the second consumed by 5 fires being expended too soon. He got greedy with it. He shouldn't have expended it. He should have saved it to the round after to kill off this Mitsu with 3 fate. Because if you just look at the flip this turn, if Mitsu wasn't alive this turn, he had Swordsmith, Swordsmith, and Initiate. That's not enough. That is just not enough to defend this. So the dragon does not have court games because he's played all his court games. I believe. Court games, and court games. So yeah, no court games for the dragon player at all. Double Hurricane Punch. He's gonna avoid Fist. And that's it. There were more stuff standing than I thought from the Phoenix player, which I'm a little bit surprised by. So against the waves to a bow, and then he kept... Alright, he kept Tadaka standing because he was hoping to survive with just Eugenia and then break militarily with Tadaka. Yeah. This was Mitsu absolutely dominating in the end. Yeah. Yeah. I think basically all this game came down to in the end here is the consumed by 5 fires got used by the stronghold 1 turn too early. And then the Phoenix player's timing were just a tiny bit off. If the Phoenix player was first play this turn, he would have won. But it didn't happen that way. So, yeah. This means Canada takes this this matchup against... Let's see actually how the standing is. So we have... Oh, so this is actually 4-0 to Canada. That's a bit rough for the Welsh team. Maybe a few of them can, you know, reclaim some honor. Win a few games. Just for the heck of it. I still think Tadaka is perfectly fair card. Not fair, but I think Tadaka is a perfectly valid choice for your deck. But it wasn't enough this time. The let goes were expended a bit too early, for instance, on random stuff. So the clouds stuck to Tadaka. The dragon player had a Shugenya for the important turn. So sometimes it goes the dragon player's way. Okay, thank you so much everyone for watching. I am going to end the stream now. And I guess there will be more games going on later this afternoon. At least afternoon for me. I don't know what time it is for everybody else. That's on you to keep track of what time it is where you are. It's early morning. Not early, but it's morning-ish for me. So later today there will be more games happening. I see you guys all next time.